other one. That's really weird, dude. I keep feeling like my face is crooked. Yo, but I got a wicked headache on this side of my head, though. Maybe that's got something to do with it. Anyways, somebody brought to my attention just now, I saw a comment on one of my videos, and it said, what a shit life. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, and, you know, we're in the cab, we're in the car. Well, somebody had commented on one of my older videos and said, what a shit life, okay? So I'm thinking to myself, I am somebody who was an addict and had nothing. So I've lived the best of both worlds, okay? I've been homeless and had nothing, and now I've had multiple homes, cars, I have a great kid. So I'm thinking to myself, like, this person who said I had a shit life really doesn't know much. And you know, I think about, hey Max, I think about addiction and like what it's done for me. And my addiction has done more positive in my life than negative. And it's a really weird thing to think about, because if I was not an addict, I wouldn't have my son. I wouldn't have the friends that I have. I wouldn't have my home right now. I wouldn't have the car that I have that I can't drive anyways. I wouldn't have anything like that. You know what I mean? Oh, let me find one. So I thought it was funny, because right now with my shit life, I have a better life than most people who have never gone through addiction ever. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just something to think about. You know, when you sit there, and I guess when I sit there too, and I think, what was me? My life sucks, blah, blah, blah. I guess it's time for me to reevaluate, because like, I'm almost glad that this person left that comment, because now I can reevaluate my life, and I can say, you know what? I complain all the time, but when this lady said my life is shit, I was already ready to spew out why it's not. You know what I mean? So I guess my life is not as bad as I think it is, and it could be a lot worse. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about that and get your perspective. Do you think that addiction has ruined your life now that you're in sobriety? Do you feel like addiction has ruined your life or made it better? Like, what do you guys think? Ashley and Max, who told you, get it? Listen, this is not a romance tab. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Someone left a comment on one of my older videos when I was talking about how I got dropped off 45 milligrams right off the rip. And they said, what a shit life. And I was thinking, like, actually, no, like, my life is great. Like, it's a very bad assumption to make. You know, just because I'm on methadone, just because I went through a hard time, my life is a lot better. Like, it could, you know, like, that's something that I always try to think, like, even when I'm going through a hard time, like, it could be so much worse. Our lives could be so much fucking worse. I could have never gotten into this other clinic. They didn't have to take me, and they did. You know, my rent's always paid on time. I'm probably the only one in my building who has their rent paid on time. And I'm an addict, you know what I mean? So when I think about it, and I think about like how addiction ruins lives, it does ruin lives in the moment, but once you get sober, I have to sit back and actually thank my addiction now. Wait, what? What happened, Ashley? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, exactly. Like, you know, I actually have to sit back and thank God and any higher power in the universe for the shit life that I was given, because without my shit life, I wouldn't be where I am now. I wouldn't be on YouTube. I wouldn't have the friends I have now, the really amazing friends I have now. I pretty much have 2 families, which is great. One like, you know, it's just, it's really something. You know, if I didn't have addiction, if I was not an addict, like right now, like my driver, I don't care if you want me to talk about it or not, is my best friend, best fucking friend in the whole world. Him and his wife and his whole family, my best friend. I never would have met them if I was not a heroin addict. I never would have my kid if I wasn't a heroin addict. I never would be helping people, you know what I mean? So I have, today, I guess I am thankful for my addiction. And that's where I'm leaving this video at. I am very thankful for my addiction. I'm thankful for heroin. I'm thankful for the shit life that I have, because it's a lot, you know, it has made me a humble person. And when you go through addiction and you learn and you start to experience what it's like to really be homeless, and what it's really like to have nothing, and what it's really like to be down, and then you can come back and you can, like, single dads are hot. That's very true. Not on topic, but that's, I have to agree with you. Like, you can, you start to recognize, like, my life might be difficult right now. I might not have a lot of money right now. I might not have everything I want in my life right now. But addiction actually made my life 100 times better, because before I was an addict, if you guys had met me before I was an addict, you all would fucking hate me. You all would hate me. If you met me as the person I was before I was a heroin addict, you guys would fucking hate me. I was such a bitch. I thought I was better than everybody else. I didn't care about anybody or anything. I stepped all over everybody's feelings. Like, I was a horrible person, and heroin humbled the shit out of me. So, you know, like, I'm just thinking about it now, and now I want to spend today, as my probation officer comes over to my shit house and evaluates my shit life, how great it really is. And I think you guys should really sit back and think about that too. I hated myself when I was addicted too. Actually, no, I can't say that. I thought I was the shit when I was an addict. I don't know why, but probably because I was, like, the first real heroin addict in my area like that. Like, I was the first, like well-known heroin addict. So I was like, ooh, I'm, like, the first, you know, like, so. Everybody knew who I was. Everybody knew who. It wasn't in a good way, but I still felt like hot shit. But that's I had to, like, come to terms with myself real fucking quick when I was feeling that way. Like, I am not the shit by any means. I'm a fucking junkie and I'm dirty. And what? Oh, and oh, you're just testing out. And yeah, so pretty much that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Well, you know what? I have to tell you this. You said, well, looking back now, I hate my addicted self. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't think that. Because God has a reason and a plan for every single one of us, and He knows what's going to happen before we're even born, and everybody serves a purpose, and everybody has a purpose. Your addiction was for a reason. Even if you don't believe in God, the universe has a plan for you. Your addiction, everything. When I was on heroin, I thought it was a shit too. A lot of us did. But when, you know what, like, I bet right now, like, seriously, I want you to name 3 things that came out from your addiction that's positive, and I bet you can. Yes, meth took my 11-year marriage to divorce, still heartbroken. He's not the same. In maybe not a good way. It started slow, and then he went to meth. He said his soul. I pray for him. Are you and him in sobriety at all? Are you guys sober right now? I don't think you absolutely have a purpose. Absolutely have a purpose. You might not know what it is right now, but I think you're young, right? Yeah, I think you're young. You got time. We're not supposed to know. We'll know what our purpose is right when it happens. You know, like, we might not even know right away. You might be serving your purpose right now by being on the internet with me. You don't, you know, like, I just never want to be that person again. Well, I could tell you right now, your kids are a product of your addiction. There you go. There you go. You would not have your kids without your addiction. So now you need to sit back and say, maybe that's why this happened. Maybe that's why this happened. I mean, for Christ's sakes, my kid was conceived in a fucking Dunkin' Donuts bathroom or an Uncommon Grounds bathroom. And if I was not on drugs and I was not in that place at that time on heroin, I would not have my son. And I love him. And I'm so glad that I have him. We lost our daughter. Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. That's really sad.
Yeah.
How long have you been sober for?
Okay.
You know what? And I'll pray for him, and I'll pray that he does get sober.
Yes.
That's definitely a hard drug. It's a hard drug, especially after having such a loss. If he was the father, I can imagine how tough it would be to get sober because you feel like maybe you don't have much left now. But he's got a second chance and he can take it. You know, like I try to tell people all the time. Sobriety is not something you are offered every day. You can get drugs every day if you want to. You can get them anywhere you want. You can get them every day. But sobriety you can only get. It's not something that you can just get whenever. You know what I mean? So if you go into a treatment center, you walk into a treatment center, you try sobriety out, you decide it doesn't work for you, walk back out that door and use drugs. That's fine. God. Walk back out that door and use drugs. It's fine. Who cares? But at least you're trying. You know, and then, you know, if it doesn't work then in another couple months, walk back into that treatment center. Sometimes sobriety isn't for everybody. Sometimes 12 steps isn't for everybody. But at least you're trying, and every day you think about sobriety is a good day. That's how I feel. Drugs will always be there. Sobriety won't, because you're going to die before that happens. That's how I truly feel. I feel like everybody might as well give sobriety a chance because it's easier to get drugs than to get sober. You know? Do you get what I'm saying? And maybe that's something you should tell him, you know, like, you know, give sobriety a chance, and if he doesn't like it, go back to drugs by all means, but at least give it a shot. You know, give it a chance. Give it a shot, you know? Kids are fully innocent. I love our 4 kids. After he lost his daughter, he spiraled downhill, even went to prison for 6 months, and now probation. He tried Suboxone, it didn't work. Well, Suboxone for meth doesn't really seem like they would work out very well together. Was he doing dope too? Or, no, you guys all have a purpose, trust me. I feel the same way a lot of the time. Like, YouTube's not my fucking purpose. This isn't my fucking purpose. My purpose isn't to sit here and talk about addiction and get people. It's not about, maybe we don't have a purpose. And if you don't have a purpose, think of it this way. You don't got nothing you got to worry about. If you don't have a purpose, you get to live through life doing whatever you want, and you don't have to worry about any responsibility of a purpose. Try and find the positive. If you feel like you don't have a purpose in life, good for you, I guess, because now you don't have to worry about responsibility, right? I mean, try and look at it that way. I'd rather have no destiny than a destiny that might be difficult.
Benji, as soon as you drop Ron, are you the Ron yet or no?
No, you're definitely not just taking up space.
Go get him and bring him up and go to that Harley woman.
Can you imagine what the Gina fam would be like without you?
As soon as you drop him off, go to Harley.
It wouldn't be complete.
He's going to 5
like, we have made... Like, you are such a big part of the family that we have built. You know what I mean? You're already a part of something. You already are a part of something. You can't... You know what I mean? He was doing mainly meth. I believe we all have a purpose on here. Yeah. Yep. You might not even know that you're serving your purpose. You might be serving your purpose now and you might not even know it, you know? Yeah, every life has meaning or you wouldn't be here. Yeah. You know what, Ashley? You could have a kid in the future who could grow up to be the fucking first woman president or whatever, and that could have been your purpose. You don't know yet. You don't know. But yeah, Ashley, you're a very big part of what we have here. It's me and you and Max and Kate and like Pixie Girl, even though she's not really around that much anymore. We all love her, and like if you weren't here, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Well, Katie, you shouldn't feel that way either, because, you know, you're a part of the Gina fam too. I see you in here all the time. You're very important, but, you know, you guys are serving a very, you know, like, just by you guys being here, you're serving a purpose to me, because you're giving me somebody to talk to when I need to talk and when I need to vent, and you guys are here to listen. You're serving a purpose right now as we speak. You're helping somebody else. You know what I mean? You're like, I just went through some shit and I just had a thought and I just had like some feels go on, so I came on here to have somebody to talk to, and there you guys are serving. You are serving a purpose right now. If I didn't have you guys and I didn't have, like, what would I be doing instead? So you're already serving a small purpose and you don't even know it, you know? But I want you guys to think about that today. Think about what addiction, try and be positive today. It's a really nice, beautiful day here in New York. Yeah, we're all here in this chat for a reason. And we all want the same thing, and we all help each other, and we all want to be here for each other. Ashley, you should message me on Facebook or something too, and we can chat. Life is very hard sometimes. I'm going through some crazy shit right now too. You know, my whole family is leaving me in a month. I'm the only one getting left behind. Everybody I love, my son, my mom, my dad, my brother, everyone is leaving this state, and I'm stuck here alone. Like, so I totally understand, like you guys are now my family. Like I need you guys. You know what I mean? Like, this is like one of the hardest times in my life. Like, I don't want to start crying, but this is seriously like one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with. And if I didn't have you guys, like, Ashley, you might not know it, but your purpose is probably to keep me, your purpose right now, you help keep me grounded, you know? You give Max something to smile about. You don't even know you're doing it. I know, we all can't, sometimes we all think that. We all think, like, what's our purpose? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing what we're doing? You know, am I crazy for doing this? I have a friend who tells me all this. Am I crazy for living like this? Am I crazy for doing like this? But everything has a reason, you know? Everything, if you don't know what it is right now. There you go. You never know. You know, and I'm going to tell you guys a story real quick. I'm going to tell you a story because I want to, just like, it's a small story. Back in the day, when I was doing inappropriate things, bad things, starts with an E and ends in a T, you guys know what I'm talking about. I met someone, and they had lost everything. They were losing their family, getting a divorce, not in a good spot, and this guy was gonna kill himself, and my inappropriate bad behavior saved this guy and saved him from hurting himself. You know what I'm saying? So everything you do, even if it's wrong, everything you do has a purpose, everything has an outcome, you know what I mean? Like, if I wasn't doing that fucked up shit, I wouldn't be able to save this kid's life. Well, he was a guy, it saved somebody's life, you know what I mean? Like, when that person walked out my door, they said, I wanted to die today. Like, I wanted to die today, but instead of doing what normally would be done in that situation, we would just sat down and we talked. That's it. Just sat down and talked. And that person needed somebody to talk to, and he was looking for the wrong thing. Like, I want to cry talking about it. He went on the internet and he was looking for the wrong thing, and what he found was so much better. Like, instead of doing inappropriate things, we sat down and talked, and that saved his life. You know what I mean? Or so he says. You know, he could have been lying, but so you never know what your purpose is. You never know what you're here for, even if it doesn't seem right in the moment. You never know. So just stay positive. I'm about to be home though, so I'm gonna go, you guys. But I just want everybody to try and stay positive today. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. No, none of you guys should ever give up on anything, because there are so many people, you know what I mean? Just so many people who we affect now. Well, Anna, you're my new friend. I'll talk to you later.